on blast.
Is it muted? Is it muted?
Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious. Each week, that week's speech should have you furious. The same old same, all hell, king such and such. You say hell, I say hell, get off it's much to be desired. Chutzpah should be fire, let's rouse the believers. Situations dire.
Amu Yum Yum the podcast.
But also mean Rajab.
Amu Yum Yum the podcast.
But yeah, so we're close.
We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast.
You claim Salafiyah, we follow the Salaf in understanding, but without the branding. The law named us Muslim, with that we stay content. No division, this titles, egos, a false idol. A mustard seed of kibba can land you in the fire. Plus that his beer is fueled by desires. Question, aren't y'all tired of divide and slaughter? May Allah grant us guidance. Shout out to the martyrs.
Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast.
Hope it's out.
Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious. Each week, that week's speech should have you furious. The same old same, all hell, king such and such. You say hell, I say hell, get off is much to be desired. Chutzpah should be fire, let's rouse the believers. Situations dire.
Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast.
You claim Salafiyah, we follow the Salaf in understanding, but without the branding. The law named us Muslim, with that we stay content. No division, this titles, egos, a false idol. A mustard seed of kibba can land you in the fire. Plus that his beer is fueled by desires. Question, aren't y'all tired of divide and slaughter? May Allah grant us guidance. Shout out to the martyrs.
Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast.
Watch it, mama, watch it while we do
Yum Yum
it.
the podcast.
Ooh, I said that! Right now, I just said that! You damn idiot. That'd be so stupid. I just said that.
I should put my feet with my flip flop.
Amu Yum Yum the podcast.
You can hit me.
Amu
Yeah.
Yum Yum the podcast.
Dude.
We put kufr and shirk on blast.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, it says, look, it says.
Amu Yum Yum the
Look
podcast.
at that. No, it's your computer.
Amu Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amu Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious. Each week, that week's speech should have you furious. The same old same, all hell, king such and such. You say hell, I say hell, get off is much to be desired. Khutbah should be fire, let's rouse the believers. Situations dire.
Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast.
You claim Salafiyya, we follow the Salaf in understanding, but without the branding. Allah named us Muslim, with that we stay content. No division is titles, ego's a false idol. A mustard seed of kibba can land you in the fire. Plus that his beer is fueled by desires. Question, aren't y'all tired of divide and slaughter? May Allah grant us guidance. Shout out to the martyrs.
Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious. Each week, that week's speech should have you furious. The same old same, all hail King such and such. You say hell, I say hell, get off is much to be desired. Khutbah should be fire, let's rouse the believers. Situations dire.
Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast.
You claim Salafiyya, we follow the Salaf in understanding, but without the branding. Allah named us Muslim, with that we stay content. No division is titles, ego's a false idol. A mustard seed of kibba can land you in the fire. Plus that his beer is fueled by desires. Question, aren't y'all tired of divide and slaughter? May Allah grant us guidance. Shout out to the martyrs.
Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious. Each week, that week's speech should have you furious. The same old same, all hail King such and such. You say hell, I say hell, get off is much to be desired. Khutbah should be fire, let's rouse the believers. Situations dire.
Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. Amo Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on.
Okay, just 1 second. Let me make sure everything is good here. All All right.
Assalamu alaikum, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to Amu Yum Yum, the podcast where we seek to cure the kufr infected, no corona, by injecting no Bill Gates vaccine,
Yeah.
the Islamic perspective.
Right.
Today we have with us, as always, the import. Not import.
What kind of import?
Amu Yusuf, who had shoes, by the way, when we, and he found him in.
Should I raise my leg?
So Amu Yusuf, mashallah, okay, and returning again because when the topic gets cerebral, we want to bring in brother Amu Jawaz, because he's a very cerebral brother, mashallah.
Yeah, before we even move forward, let's go ahead and share the disclaimer.
Yes, let's disclaim.
Yeah, disclaimer. The opinion of Amu Yum Yum, the podcast, is based on Islam. Our intentions are to be correct. However, we may not always be right. Others may differ in concept, but these are ours.
Okay, see, people understand, they understand what that means.
Yeah, explain, please.
We strive to be correct, but we realize we may not always be right. That means that we base our opinions on Islam. Now, if your opinions differ with that, we don't care.
I like that. I like the last part.
Yeah.
I like the last part. He learned that from me.
Don't waste my time.
He learned that from me, right?
As Brother Ali would say, don't waste my time.
That was my time, yeah. If Ali's watching, yeah.
Okay.
So that's good.
So, assalamu alaikum, Akhawain.
Alaikum.
Okay. Now it's time for Random.
Yeah.
Gina Carano has been canceled by the cancel culture. And it wasn't for anything that she really said, anything that couldn't be clarified. She wasn't asked for clarity.
Yeah.
They just dismissed her. They say the claims go back
Way back.
to November last year that they should have dismissed her then. What were the posts, the Instagram posts back then, the tweets? Nothing of any saying that the votes need to be counted. They need to have voter registration. Check the IDs, some stuff like that.
But the COVID stuff too, and she acquitted
but they say since November. There's nothing in November. There's nothing there. So anyway, she's of Mandalorian fame.
Yeah.
And MMA.
Former MMA, yeah.
Former MMA, okay. Anything else to add to that?
Well, the funny thing, the fans actually, what they were saying that, okay, you're going to use this so-called cancel culture. I guess if you can't beat it, join it.
Yeah.
So the fans are trying to create a community of all her fans, or
like they did with GameStop.
Right.
Same thing.
So they will create this fan, and they're going to decide a date, and on that day they're going to cancel Disney's membership.
Cancel Disney.
Yeah. So they want to try to see what happens. But it's kind of funny because this technically, correct me if I'm wrong, because these are private companies, right? I mean, they can actually do whatever the heck they want. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this so-called free speech and the secular system is kind of chaotic.
The problem is it's a private company.
Yeah.
But they are benefiting and operating in the public domain.
Right.
And if it's not for us, as consumers, then they have nothing. It has to be us as consumers. Okay.
Right.
So because of that, they say that they're going to lobby their following together, just cancel Disney, which is beautiful. It worked for Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle he actually got the Chappelle show back. It's coming back maybe in February.
Yeah.
Maybe this year.
Really?
Maybe this year. Was it March? Could be March. I'm saying, did you?
I haven't even heard.
Okay, yeah. He may even come back. Comedy Central paid him, and they gave him his show back. He said he owns his name now, and he owns his own show.
He'll basically have full control.
So and then Darnell Rollins came out and said, "I'm rich." so you know what that means? They without saying, he can't make it say, "I'm rich."
Yeah, but is it kind of contradictory when you live in a society that preach the freedom of thought and speech and whatnot? But now you see it's like completely opposite, because the idea of canceling basically means what? There's no conversation.
Yeah.
This goes even with the so-called pandemic and COVID and other situations. When you talk about it, if you disagree, you cancel them quickly without even sitting down, having a conversation. Okay, let's have a discussion.
We just talked about that. Our opinions are correct.
Yeah.
Our view is correct, but we realize we may not always be right. So therefore, that's why we enabled comments.
Yeah.
We say comments, concerns, corrections, because then we grow.
Right.
We grow. When we grow, we're no longer Negro.
Hey. Leave me out of this, okay? Okay.
He's a Negro too, you know.
I'm the original.
In Saudi, he's a nigger.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
It's a sand.
In Saudi, he's an S word.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
The SN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But yeah. Anyway, so it's crazy, man.
So that was random.
Yeah.
You know, I hope everybody cancels Disney and make them feel it, so that Gina Carano
Oh yeah.
can get back to fighting.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
fighting.
kidding. So she can get back to whatever she's doing. I never seen the show.
It's a good show.
He likes the show.
I love it.
I saw like a minute of it.
Yeah.
And I was done.
This guy.
No, I'm saying I saw the Mandalorian dude, and then
He wasn't walking like this.
I just quit. I don't know.
Come
I
on,
quit.
man.
Maybe I'll try again.
No,
But see,
try again.
I was never into Star Wars though.
Okay, well let's go to
Because I had a girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Back in the day, right? Let's go to Sultan and watch the whole series.
Oh, I don't know about that.
All right, so let's go ahead and.
So anyway, it's time for
What's poppin'?
It's not too much.
Yeah.
That's just enough.
I counted.
Have you ever made popcorn?
Counted?
You ever made popcorn?
That doesn't sound like popcorn. That sounds like a bubble, like a juice.
Okay, bubble popcorn.
Like bubble popcorn.
You ever put Dawn dishwashing liquid on your popcorn before you
I know how to make a
try
popcorn.
it? I'll try Mandalorian. You try Dawn
I-
dishwashing liquid on your
I
popcorn.
grab the actual the popcorn seed, they put in a pan, they heat it up and put it there and put a cover and that's it. Doesn't sound like that.
Primitive.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have Jiffy Pop.
Jiffy pop.
Okay, so anyway, and that is the Beehive popcorn.
Mmm.
You cut the kernel.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nice. The beehive popcorn.
Yeah. Okay, so the boy who cried, Takfir. That is what's popping. Okay, the boy who cried, Takfir. Must a ruler be deemed kafir before they become unfit, or before they are viewed as unfit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is the question. Now, I'll begin by saying that the Christians have what's called catechisms. It's well known in Catholicism. The Christians have what's called catechism. These are training that they get in order to, if someone gives you a question, they give you the answer. The answer is pre-recorded. The answer is predetermined for the question. Okay. Also, if someone gives you an answer, they give you a response or a retort or whatever. So this is in their catechism, is how to counter interaction when they out, proselytizing, giving what they call dawah, right?
Yeah.
Inviting to the hellfire. So yeah. So anyway, these catechisms are not for the intellectually inclined, excuse me. Mm-hmm. They're not for the intellectually inclined. They are for the intellectually declined, okay? It's like cookie cutter, okay? So they use these, this takfir thing, the boy who cried takfir. When you say it so much, people tend not to believe you. You know what I'm saying? They tend not to believe you because it seems like a defense mechanism. Now, this is a Jedi mind trick, okay? It's a Jedi mind trick to influence your thought. You know what I'm saying? To influence your thought or to wipe away your previous conceived notions about a thing. You will say such and such leader is not qualified, and they will say, "Are you calling him kafir?"
Yeah.
Like that became the subject. Now that's the new subject.
It's the cancellation. Just
Yeah.
drop the subject,
Yeah.
right?
So, and then when we learned Dawah, we were studying Dawah and continue to study Dawah, right? We learned to control the narrative, just as they control the narrative. But see, that's the Jedi mind trick. They switch, okay? We learn to control the narrative to keep it upon at-Tawheed. Mm-hmm. So if we're talking about marriage, we turn it back to at-Tawheed. We're talking about divorce, at-Tawheed. We're talking about raising children, at-Tawheed. At-Tarbiyah al-Islamiyah, Islamic education. We turn it back to Tawheed. So anything, we turn it back to Tawheed. We control the narrative as a da'i. You have to control the narrative. You don't let them control the narrative. If a Christian calls you, hey, let's discuss, is Jesus God? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, our discussion is going to be Tawheed. And when we discuss Tawheed, then we'll say, well, okay, compare that to what you're talking about. I'm not going to sit there and give the dignity of discussing, is Jesus God? Right. I'm going to talk about at Tawheed. So again, it takes a while to understand this narrative, but we went through it and there were no cookie cutter responses or retorts. You know, what do you say? Uh, well, well, anyway, so the one that was teaching the class, he did not give us cookie cutter retorts to, if they say this, then you say that. You say this. It is for you to use your aql, use your intellect,
mind,
your
yeah.
rationality,
Yeah.
your mind to figure out the best usloob or the best styles. And that's for every individual's character. Some people like me, I crack jokes. Other people are more serious and stern. They don't crack as many jokes or what have you.
You
You know what I'm
crack too
saying?
many jokes.
Yeah, too many jokes. I'm about 2 or 3 jokes over the limit.
Sometimes I can't even take him seriously.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can't take myself serious. See, I'm laughing right now. So,
Right.
so the issue
real.
is that we didn't get any cookie cutter retorts because he was trying to train intellectual individuals to use their God-given intellect in a way that benefited the dawah, that made the dawah effective. Okay, now the last thing I'll mention before I turn it to you all is that Omar radiallahu an, when he received the bay'ah on the minbar, okay, when he received bay'ah on the minbar, he started to cry. And Umar is this big man that when he rode the horse, his sign, his feet used to drag. He was a giant, like Andre the Giant, the big man, okay? Massive, tall, okay? He started to cry. And they said, "Ya Omar, why are you crying?
Yeah.
Are you trying to make us cry?" He said, "No, I am crying because I fear, because of my reputation, my size, my stature. That if the ummah sees some crookedness in me, they won't correct it because of my reputation or whatever. Being strong and stern and big.
Direct.
Literally.
Yeah.
So he said, they said, "Oh, Omar, rest assured, if we see crookedness in you, we'll correct it even with our swords." Then Umar started to smile. Compare that to your leader, the one you defend, by saying, "Oh, you calling him kafir? Oh, you calling him kafir?" Compare that to that leader. Omar was he was sad about the possibility of them not correcting him, or correcting any crookedness in him. He was not concerned that they would call him kafir. That was not his concern. He was not concerned that they would call him kafir. So when people go to their catechisms and they learn, hey, if the Muslims say such and such ruler is not correct, remember the reason they formed certain cults is to protect the leadership.
Yeah.
Is to solidify their throne, to cement their throne, and to use and twist a hadith and omit parts of hadith, like until you see the kufr buwah. They actually quote the whole hadith and won't quote the last part.
Yeah. They're going to stop right there.
And one of them even, wallah, astaghfirullah azim. One of them said the first part of this hadith sahih, the second part daif.
I never heard in the side of
How
hadith
do
such
you?
thing.
It's the same isnad, dude. How do you?
Never heard such thing in
How do
any
you
side
break the
of hadith.
isnad?
This is like a bid'ah, right? Making
Oh,
up
man,
stuff.
Bro.
Yeah.
This is kadhib.
is.
They're lying
And Muhammad sallallahu said,
on
"Man kadhib-"
Allah and
Yeah.
His Messenger.
Yeah, Muhammad sallallahu said, "Man kadhib alayhi muta'ammidan falyatabawa maq'adahu min an-nar." Whoever lies,
Find your seat in the
against me
hellfire.
or
Yeah.
purposely, then it's a hellfire. You got to be careful,
Take their
man.
seat in the hellfire. So again, this is what the catechism does. It tells them, if anybody questions these corrupt rulers, hey, ask them when you call them kafir. See, that way the Muslim be hesitant.
They're like a robot, basically. They don't even have their own thought. They don't even have their own thinking. Just like some Muslims, they study these so-called Bible versus Christian or Quran versus
polemics,
Bible.
yeah.
They just memorize. But do you understand it? Like you become like a cookie cutter, like you were saying, like a robot.
Yeah.
No, that's not how you do it. You gotta use your aql, man.
Yeah. Anything so far?
Yeah, well, in a situation like that, not only the issue is not only the ruler, but the rule itself. The system itself is we're not questioning whether or not he's kafir or not. The issue, we're questioning the rule of, is this rule Islam or is this rule kufr?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that has to be for the entirety of the system or whatever. That means that means the internal affairs and the external affairs. Are they kufr?
Yeah.
When we look at these systems and these rules or whatever in this comprehensive manner, we see that they don't fit the bill of being Islamic.
Right.
As far as the external rule and the internal rule, because the Islamic system is where the presence of the Aqidah is and the Islamic rule. You know, where they're both present in the society. And you don't see that with these systems today.
So do you think when they say stuff like, are you calling me a kafir and whatnot, right? Do you think that's a deflection?
It's
deflecting
definitely
from the
It's
main,
a defense
issue.
mechanism because from the onset of certain cults, it was to defend the leadership that will be subsequent, that will come subsequent to the abolishment of the Khilafah. When the Dawla of Islam was abolished officially, in segments, not all together, they didn't do it. They limit us to Istanbul, Turkey, but we used to rule 2/3 of the known world. Okay. They took out this wilayah, that wilayah, that wilayah, gave it to that king, gave it to that family, so on and so forth. They demoralized us and ate from us, like Muhammad said, like a dog eating from a plate of food. It would devour us, the United Nations. So they did that wilayah by wilayah, not all together in one fatal blow. And every time they dissected wilayah, they gave it a flag, gave it a ruler, family, king, whatever. And they gave that cult mission was to justify it.
How come they don't even study? How come they don't even study the history? How come they never question? Okay, how all of you countries came into existence? Why can they question that? Like how you all came about this? Like we study the seerah. Where do we stop? Right?
Yeah, I would ask, how do you justify these multiplicitous rulers? When Islam only allows us one.
You know, do you remember that concept in the Sharia, ma buni ala batil fahuwa batil, which means what is built on a batil, which is the opposite of the haq.
Falsehood.
What is built on a falsehood, then the outcomes are falsehood.
Right?
So if these countries built on a falsehood, then why nobody questions?
This is like a rule of debate. Okay, is that if your premise is wrong, your conclusion is going to be wrong.
Just like in math.
You know your premise is wrong, conclusion is going to be wrong. Like the one brother, Jabril. I don't know if he's watching the
Come on, man.
No, not that one. The other one.
Our Jabril.
Yes. So he when he was in high school, he was just a young lad. He came from school, and we were talking about the Trinity, the irrationality of the Trinity. And he said, my teacher says one is not always one. I say, then it's not one. He said, no, my teacher said one is not always one. It can be 0.9. I say, then it's not one, son. I can write it down for you on this big chalkboard. You know, and that's the issue. So what they do, they distort the premise. So what is the conclusion? So if one is sometime 0.9, then you're saying Allah is 2.7 in one. See? You still arrive at shirk. You still arrive at kufr, So this is a problem that we have.
Man.
Okay, moving on. Why do they select takfir as the go-to? Why don't they say, are you calling him homosexual? Are you calling him Bizranji?
Bizranji.
Are you calling him Ludi?
Bizranji.
Or you call him Bulldagger? Now, I'm saying,
Bulldagger.
why do they go to takfir?
Yeah.
My theory is this, that takfir is a sensitive subject.
He has a theory? I never knew he has a theory, man.
I got it. Amazon Prime. My theory came in 2 days.
Prime service, I like that.
So I think they select the go-to is that because it's a sensitive subject when it comes to Muslims. Muhammad said that if you call your brother a kafir, okay, if he is not a kafir, then you are. And there are many different in the Kitab al-Adab, there are many different narrations of this same concept. Muhammad was stressing it. Don't call a believer, don't call your brother a kafir, because one of you two, maybe if he's not, then you are, or one of you two. Ahaduhuma, one of you two. I'm saying is a kafir. So it's so sensitive that a lot of times, if you're not skilled in the dawah and then go through the proper training, what happens is this. You back off. Because you don't want to go there. I tell them, look, that's not the subject. They say, no. You called him, okay, he's a kafir, now what? I say I have the evidence.
Right.
And sometimes I get mad. I get mad sometimes.
Let's get to the topic.
Yeah. I say, okay, he's kafir.
Okay, then
I
what?
say, and I have the dalil.
Yeah.
I am correcting my dalil. I may not be right, but I am correcting my dalil.
Yeah.
But like he said, it's not about the ruler being kafir, it's the system he's ruling by kufr.
Yeah, because the system can be un-Islamic and the Muslim can be. I mean, the ruler can be a Muslim.
Can be
Yeah.
Which we have nowadays.
And that's kufr.
Technically,
Yeah. So if Obama was a Muslim, as some Muslims say, oh, Obama's they say Obama's a Muslim. Brother, they were excited.
No.
They were excited to make ghusl.
No, they didn't say.
They said, Obama's a Muslim, I'm going to make ghusl.
No, they didn't say. They said something else.
They said, ooh, yeah.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
I agree.
that's
So
what they said.
anyway, they say Obama's a secret Muslim and this and that and all this kind of. I say, then he would be ruling by kufr still.
Yeah. So what's the point?
I say, so where's the Islam? Where's the Islam?
Muslim like that, like our Muslim brother and sister, like when they get excited, he might be secretly. It's like they want to fit in. Like the high school stuff, I just want to fit in, man.
Yeah,
Right?
being the Mean Girls Club.
Seriously, think about it. So I just want to fit in.
So because Takfir is so sensitive, then in their catechisms, when they went to their mass service, I don't know what they have mass or what they do. They went to their mass service and learned these catechisms. Hey, if they say anything about the ruler, ask them what you call him kafir.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll get him every time. With me, I'm like, okay, he's a kafir, and I have evidence for it. Okay? So Allah says, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. Whoever does not rule what Allah Ta'ala has revealed is a kafir. Now you say, oh no, this is kufr duna kufr. This is a minor kufr. They say because Ibn Abbas said that this is a minor kufr. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu was defending Ali radiallahu anhuma. He was defending Ali. Ali was not ruling by kufr at all. Ali made a decision that was his right as the Khalifa, and people like the Khawarij and others disagree with this decision. Yeah. Okay? They disagree with the decision. But that was not a matter of kufr. Ibn Abbas was saying, Ali, even if you call it kufr, Ali is not a kafir. But what alim says you can rule by non-Islam, even Ibn Abbas and his fatwa wrote, if you rule by non-Islam, he went with the opinion of Ibn Taymiyyah, rahmatullahi alayhi, Ahmed ibn Hanbal. He went with that opinion. What is that opinion? If you rule by non-Islam, even if you don't believe in it, you become a kafir. This is in Ibn Baz fatwa. But did he implement it? Did he stress it? Did he share it with the king? No, he did not. He didn't share that with the king. So I'm saying so I have the evidence leaning to my side that this guy is kafir. Yeah. He's ruling by kufr. He's allying with the kuffar. وَمَنْ يَتَوَلْهُ مِنْكُمْ فَإِنَّهُ مِنْهُمْ. Whoever allies with the kuffar, I'm saying, over the believers even. I'm saying, min dinukum, someone outside of your deen. I'm saying, then you become like them. So I have the evidence on my side. You have no evidence. All you have is the sentiment. You calling him kafir? He called him a kafir. He called him a kafir. Everybody throwing rocks at me, throwing their shoes at me. I'm ducking like Bush.
Man, my flip-flop.
Yeah, I'm ducking like Bush.
In this cold weather, I'm wearing a flip-flop.
Because in the catechism, they learn defend this despotic ruler. No matter how many Muslims if he kills Muslims, it's Allah's punishment upon them. If the kuffar killing Muslims,
it's qadar Allah.
Qadar Allah, yeah, qadar, everything qadar Allah. But if your daughter's being harmed, if your child is being harmed, your wife is being harmed, you jump to it. You don't say, that's Allah's punishment upon you. You should have been talking back. That's why that guy snatched your purse. That's why that guy is trying to rape you. You don't say that. You actually do real life. And Muhammad ﷺ says, whoever relieves a harm from his brother or sister, right? Allah remove harm from you. Well, You know
what, Akhi, it's like, this is like not just the Muslim, I think humanity in general. Yeah. When it doesn't affect them, they don't
apathetic.
They don't think about
it's called apathy,
the suffering, the issues that other people go through.
Because they don't see us as brothers. They don't see us as
that's
a ummah.
That's one
they don't
thing.
See us as a family.
But when it affects them, then they're gonna start, which is not wrong, but sometimes we have to think about the ummah. We also have to think about other human beings. You know what I mean? Like
that's what makes it cultish.
Yeah.
Cult, Hizbiyah, does not require thinking. Hizbiyah doesn't require thinking. So when you adopt Hizbiyah and you adopt that catechism, you calling them kafir. You will come across a person like me. I'm gonna say, yeah, he's a kafir. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Now I may not really feel like he's a kafir. I may not really feel like he's a kafir, but we finna get past that. Because I didn't go to your Catholic church or whatever you got that from. I didn't go there to learn, is he a kafir?
I think the only time they're gonna listen to you that if you're an official imam,
Well, you got to have a certificate.
right?
But they say what?
Because you're actually
He ain't no imam, dog.
Well, you know what's interesting? Like I always mention in the khutbah and other times that that Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, Ya ayyuhan nas, which is a general, O mankind, okay? This is a general address. This is called am. It's general, okay? But there's also a khas, specific address, which is Ya ayyuhal ladina amin, okay? O ye who believe. Okay, so this is specifically for those that believe in Allah and His Messenger, Muhammad sallallahu. Okay, so but you won't find Ya ulama, Ya imma, Ya shuyukh. You won't find it.
also Ya ladina amanu many times, or you believe Ya ladina amanu
yeah,
all the time.
that's what I'm saying.
Addressing the
all throughout Quran. So again, the issue is that it's difficult to prove whether somebody is kafir or not. But when a person does not rule by Islam, like I said, Ibn Abbas was defending Ali radiallahu anhu, but they took that because Ali wasn't ruling by kufr. He never allied with the kuffar against Muawiyah. Muawiyah never allied with the kuffar against Ali radiallahu anhu. Never did so. They kept exchanging Islamic information. When Salat was called, the people put down their weapons and made Salat together. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how that situation came about. But when you compare that to today, and then you defend the rulers today, and I know you were trained to do so. I know that's part of your Catholic, catechism.
All the catechism and also the culture. But you know also that I personally don't believe it's fair to compare the khulafa and the ummah and the leaders of the system in the past to nowadays. You cannot compare that. Some people use that. Oh no! In the past, the only righteous one were the four. After that, everything was a chaos. I'm like, what do you mean everything was a chaos? For like,
didn't they say the three generations of the first four khulafa? Because the first four khulafa were in the same generation.
Yeah.
So you can't have both. You can't have your baklava and eat it too.
Yeah, I know. It's just like it makes no sense.
Anything else before we move?
It's like an excuse, basically.
Anything else before we move on?
Oh, we hit it.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So qualifications for a Muslim ruler. We have to talk about the qualifications. Why? Because the issue is the boy always cries takfir.
Yeah.
When you talk about establishing Islam, ruling by Islam, the justice, the plight of the Muslim ummah, he says kara, which is not even correct.
What is kara?
I don't know what I guess he's trying to say qadr.
Oh. Okay.
He might be trying to say qada wal qadr. Might be trying to say qada wal qadr. I don't know. But anyway, so the qualifications are that he be Muslim. First qualification. That he be rajul, male. Okay, male. That he be balagh, mature. Okay, he has to be aql, sane. You got it. And he has to be hurun. Hurun. Is that correct? Free.
Yeah.
Free. And we gotta define free. In the human aspect of free, Islamic based on Sharia says that he is not a slave.
Yeah.
He's not a slave. Free doesn't mean he can do what he wants. Because this contradicts Islam in every aspect. Okay, this dunya is what? The sijin for the believer, wa jannah for the kafir. Okay, but in the akhirah there'll be jannah for the believer and hellfire, jahannam for the kafir. Okay, so we restrict ourselves in this life. Restrict ourselves. So when we don't say we are free, I'm free to do this. I'm free to. There are things you would say, and the Sahaba with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would say, "Oh Prophet, can we cut off his head?" That's how free you were to talk like you want to talk. Muhammad sallam would deny them to do so, but you see the energy? Where's the fervor? Where's the emphasis? This person said something. He wasn't free to say anything he wanted. The one that said Muhammad sallam didn't distribute the booty, the spoils of war fairly. The one that's, bruh, it's a hard penalty to pay. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna automatically lose respect, among the ummah, and people are not going to see you as a strong believer because your kufr is coming from your mouth. Muhammad sallam is only adil, and that brings us to the last one, that you have to be adil, just. You say, well, how do you know he's just? He hasn't ruled yet. Well, you can see with his family. You can see with his business dealings.
Yeah.
You can see when a person is adil, meaning that they practice Islam.
Yeah.
The problem is. And I don't mean to pick on the sisters, but I don't care because we're talking about kufr versus iman. We're talking about disbelief versus belief and practice versus non-practice. You would be in a chat and there'll be a certain subject, and the subject is deep, and people are giving their opinions, and you're filtering their opinions, and then you'll notice that sister be going hard about, oh, you need to practice Islam and this, that, and Islam, and you go to their page and they don't even cover, or half the pictures are covered, half are not, or the profile picture be uncovered. I click on it, and I'm like, oh, come on, man, like.
That's why most of you on social media are fake.
I mean, in all fairness, we used to go debate these boys that cry Takfir.
Yeah.
And we would walk up, and there was one brother named Ali Ortega. He's a
Mashallah.
Mexican brother.
Oh, an awesome brother. Though.
Brother's very deep. He's very deep.
Good
so,
brother,
Mrs. Khutbah too,
Oh yeah, me too.
So anyway, what happened was that Ali would go with us, and he was being Hispanic. He couldn't grow his beard at that particular time. I think he was in his 20s.
Yes.
He couldn't grow his beard at that particular time.
Yeah.
So the brothers, the boys that cry Takfir, they said, who are you? Shut up. We ain't listening to you. You don't have a beard. Okay, well, I have a beard, so let's talk.
So shallow.
That is so idiotic.
And Dawood Adib told Ali, he said, it was in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
He told Ali, he said, look at you look like Jehovah's Witness.
Did you say that?
Astaghfirullah.
Oh man, it is
Because the beard is an issue of fitra, nature, Allah determines if you can grow a beard or not. We determine if we cut it or not. Okay? Allah determines if you can grow it or not. So there's no hadith that says grow your beard. The hadith says leave it. Leave it as it is.
Yeah. But if you go to the rest of the hadith, the context of the hadith will be different.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, even the Yahudis, they have beard. Hindus have beard.
The Amish and so on and so
Yeah,
forth. So the issue is this, the brother didn't have a beard. So as a strategy, I say young wallet.
Young wallet.
I say young boy.
Young boy.
I say young boy. I say let us handle it. I say because they're gonna continue to insult you.
Yeah.
Although Allah determined you can't grow a beard, they don't care about that. They are here to defend the corrupt, despotic rulership over our lands.
That is also not sincere and genuine, because if
Yeah,
you're
they're not
sincere and genuine, you're gonna have a discussion. You're not gonna. Wallahi, I noticed this even here in the West happening like recently for the past 3-4 years, and that is what do you call it? The character assassination.
Oh yeah.
Like you can have a conversation. So what do? You attack the person, their ideas, their belief, their look, who they hang with. But what about the
Everything
subject?
but the issue.
What about the subject, right?
Everything
Oh,
but
you
the
are
issue.
misogynist, you're extremist, you are messed up, you are there. I'm like, okay, but what about the subject? Let's
Everything but
go
the
back.
issue.
Forget about me for a second. I'm rude. I'm rude and stubborn. Fine. Let's just focus on the subject right now.
Exactly.
But they don't want to do that. And it's funny because it happens not just among the Muslims. I've noticed even among the Muslims nowadays, they just attack the person. I'm like, okay, what about the subject? That's the same thing. Like they attack the brother. What about the subject?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So really unintelligent.
So the qualifications for a ruler over the Muslims are that he be Muslim, male, mature, sane, free. That means not a slave. He's not sabi. He's not a slave, and he is just. Adil. Okay, those are the qualifications. Now the stipulation. Okay, after you qualify, because remember Muhammad Sallam passed away, he left thousands of statesmen that could have taken up the leadership. I'm saying, they narrowed it down to Abu Bakr. Muhammad Sallam gave some hints and signs. He didn't recommend Abu Bakr. He didn't appoint him. He gave some signs. When Muhammad Sallam fell ill, he couldn't lead the salat. He said Abu Bakr will lead. And Aisha Anha said, "O Prophet," because she was a woman. She was arguably the greatest alim to live. You know what I'm saying? Alima, to live, mujtahida mutlaqa. She was. I mean, she could touch every subject of Islam,
Our mother.
and do justice to it.
Yeah.
So our mother, alhamdulillah. So she said, "O Prophet, but Abu Bakr will be crying, and he is so sad about you being sick, and people won't understand his leading the salat. They won't understand his qiraat, his recitation or whatever."
Yeah.
So Muhammad said, "Go and tell Abu Bakr to lead the salat."
That's it.
So she says, "But Prophet, he's gonna go tell Abu Bakr to lead." Okay. So she's walking. She sees Salama.
Was it I forgot.
Maybe Omar's daughter,
Okay.
the wife of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I forget her name. She saw another wife. What did she do? Hey, you going to Rasul? Yeah. Could you tell him that Abu Bakr shouldn't lead the salat? It's a woman thing. It's a woman thing.
It's a beautiful thing to.
Yeah. I mean, you got to deal with it because you enjoy all of the
Yeah.
the yanni.
Yes.
There's a lot of yanni, mashallah.
Translation?
Yanni. Okay. So what happens is that she tells him, see, you're going over there, tell him, this and that. So she walks in, oh, Prophet, I think Abu Bakr should not lead the salah. He said, you women are the companions of Yusuf. Not him, but said, you women are the companions of Yusuf. And Yusuf, salam, the women plotted against him, caused him a lot of hardship. The women were plotting to have their desires. And when women want their desires, you'll get a lot of plotting.
Just remember that verse in the Quran, Surah Yusuf, وَإِنَّ كَيْدَهُنَّ الْعَظِيمِ, Subhanallah.
Yes. So anyway, the issue is this: that those are the qualifications. Okay, the stipulations are that he receives bay'ah. None of these rulers. Now I heard that they were doing a fake one, like every year or so. They would do like a fake one for Saddam. Saddam would have them do a fake bay'ah where he would have his Al-Hali wal-Aqd. He would have his influential committee of people to say, they were given the bay'ah by the hand or what have you. So anyway, this is all fake. Saddam didn't rule by Islam. He didn't qualify for bay'ah. And these rulers over us, multiplicitous rulers over us, should only be one, and the rest should be killed. If they won't relent, they should be killed. This is Hadith of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, okay? It's not something I'm making up. So if you want to counsel me for Hadith, then I'll take it to my grave. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So he receives bay'ah, the allegiance, two ways. Now the allegiance, let's explain it. The bay'ah is to rule us by what Allah Ta'ala revealed, not by his desires like a king. That's why when you call the Ottoman Empire and this empire is incorrect.
The word empire is incorrect.
This is an Orientalist word.
Yeah, because
it's mean to defame and attack our system.
Because in Arabic, empire means imperator. That's from the Islamic history. We call it Khulafa, Amir, al-Mu'minin.
When we say empire, we write empire, we're actually carrying the agenda of the Orientalists and the enemies of Islam. So we should really take that from our vocabulary. There was never an Islamic empire. Empire is established by force and maintained by force. Omar was able to sleep under a tree with his sandals under his head, under a tree. And when the Romans came to visit, they said, where's Omar? He said, oh, he was in the souk. He was in the marketplace somewhere. They say, marketplace? Because they travel with entourage and bodyguards, right? So they go to the souk. They go to the marketplace and say, where's Omar? They say, oh, I think he was under that tree over there taking a nap. So they walk up, they see this big, massive man laying on the ground with his slippers under his head for a pillow. And they said, are you Omar? And he said, yes, I am Omar. He said, how can you mingle amongst the common people like this?
That was a famous story.
He said, because there's justice in the land. And when there's justice, you have no need to fear the people.
Even the Roman missionaries, he made a famous statement, like, because of you, they'd be like a prosperity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're the leader of haqq and justice, al-adl.
Yeah. MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Yeah.
So again, this is the issue within itself. So you give the leader, the ruler, bay'ah to rule you by Islam. Where is that?
Never happened, actually.
They say, there's a village.
I know who gave the bay'ah. The British.
Oh yeah, well, no, they gave the British, they gave the British bay'ah.
Yeah.
Sykes-Picot, right?
Yeah.
They gave the British bay'ah, and then the British in turn gave them a lesser bay'ah, long as they don't act out. Because remember one of the family of Assad, what was it? The main one, Saudi.
Which one? I mean, there's all Saud. That's the only family.
No, the one that got the first leadership from the British. I forget his name.
I know they did with the Sharif of Mecca. I know they did.
That is before him. But he said he was talking to the British commander or the British leader, and he was saying that my land, he says, wait a minute. He made him back it up. He made him back up the statement. I forget the instance. I wish I had it better understood. But I understand it, but I don't have it. I can't articulate it verbatim. But he said, wait a minute, what do you mean my? He said, he apologized and said, your. He told the British that this is actually yours. And like you say, oh, well, you're an exaggerator. Well, okay, it's written in history. You could say it's fabricated, but look at all of the goings on. Is it pro-Islam or pro-British, pro-America? Look at the goings on. So the reality, fiqh waqa'a, cannot be ignored. So anyway, the bay'ah is given, the allegiance is given for them to rule you by what Allah revealed, because we believe in Islam, we believe in it. Why not want to be ruled by it? Okay, so this bay'ah is given in two ways. One is by the hand. You hold the hand of the Khalifa and give him bay'ah. Okay, because the ummah expands and there's too many of us. The second bay'ah is what we usually give, is by obedience. The Khalifa orders you, you obey him. That means you have given bay'ah, in proxy. Okay, there's al-hali wal-aqd.
Al-hali wal-aqd, yeah.
Yeah, these are this is
I don't use
this is really wasila. It's not tariqah. Yeah. You don't have to have them. The boys that cried Takfir argued with me and said that you have to have them. You have to. Okay, where were they?
Yeah.
Where were they until a certain period of time when the ummah had expanded?
Yeah.
And they needed representation, because not everybody can make hijrah to give bay'ah by the hand.
And al-aqd, just like the Sahaba represented certain community setting wilayah.
Yeah.
I don't use the word electoral college, but I used that before because trying to give an idea that we trust these al-aqd.
But we know them. We don't know the electoral college.
Right, that's the difference.
We know them.
Yeah, we know them, and because we trust them, they're also on our behalf. That's how it works.
It can be your governor, your wali over your wilayat.
Yeah.
You say he takes a poll where he is, and he takes it to the Khalifa. And this wali takes a poll, takes it to the Khalifa, and they say the people said this. Now you say, well, what if the wali lies? Well, electoral college lies all the time. You don't have a problem with them. You know what I'm saying? So, but the problem is the wali wouldn't lie because it means hellfire for him.
Of course.
It's a punishment of Allah. He becomes kadhib. The angels write it. Liar, liar, liar. Lied on who? Thousands of people, millions of people maybe, in one wilayah. You know what I'm saying? So again, he's not going to lie. He's going to take what you said, not his personal desires. And that's the issue with the electoral college. They don't represent you.
And nobody knows who they are.
Yeah, nobody knows who they are. They don't represent you. So anyway, this is how it's done. The bay'ah, either by hand or by obedience, okay? That he rules you by what Allah Ta'ala has revealed. And when he fails to do that, then the contract is broken. There's no bay'ah. The bay'ah is taken and it's put in the hands of somebody else that has the 6 qualifications that I mentioned prior. Okay, and that the sovereignty remains with the hukm sharia. That means it's not ruling by desires.
Yeah.
The sovereignty remains with the hukm sharia. Now, can they make mistake? Yes, they can. That's why we don't look at history as a source of hukm sharia, a source of divine guidance. We look at history as examples and lessons.
Yeah.
But not as a source of Islam. So some people say, well, back in 1901, the Khalifa did this.
Okay. So
okay. Is that from Ijma al-Sahaba? Is that from Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Quran? Where do you get that from? Well, I'm just saying, not all Khalifas were good. Okay, remove him and put somebody else in power.
Though. He was legitimate.
But still legitimate.
But you see, when somebody says stuff like that, it's actually good because, like in business, we talk about, mistakes. Oh, we know the mistake. Let's make sure that we're not going to make it again.
Exactly.
Easy. Why
no, but they don't treat Islam like that.
I know, but why do they make it complicated? Actually, look, it's actually good to find these sort of things because in Islamic history, alhamdulillah, they don't sugarcoat. They mention everything.
Everything.
Right? And this is actually good for us, because when you look at it, they made sort of mistake, in the higher level, but, different things. Okay, we can take a lesson from that and make sure that, not repeat it. Because even though, as they say, if you don't study from the past,
you're bound to repeat it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same concept. It's not a big deal, man. Why they make it like, the reason they're saying that, you know why? Because they want to believe in this anymore. Oh, it doesn't work because look in the past, they messed it up.
Yeah.
No,
they're carrying the agenda of Allah's enemies.
Yeah. So deflection again. Yeah.
So the contract, the bay'ah is given to rule us by Islam and to make the hukm sharia sovereign, okay, in their decision process, okay. If not, the contract is broken, the bay'ah is retracted and is placed in it's given to another individual that is qualified. That is the rule, okay? That is the rule, and that's how we conduct things. In the matter of illegitimacy, and these unqualified rulers, if the ruler becomes unqualified through khaba'ir, is it khaba'ir? Kaba'ir, which means a major sin. He becomes he found to have a girlfriend. He's found to do something major like that. He's found to even myself, Allah. The ulama are crazy. I mean, crazy in a good way. In a good way, yeah.
You gotta love the ulama.
They wrote that if he changes his sex,
Did they mention it before?
if he gets, it's in some books.
Subhanallah.
These not the classic ulama, but these still ulama.
There's the mu'asirin,
So,
the modern. Okay.
even some more knowledgeable than the classic ones. You know what I'm saying? They said that if he gets a sex change, it doesn't mean he become a female, but he's imitating.
Yeah.
So this is called kabair. This is big sin.
Yeah.
Big sin. So in Islam, so don't counsel me.
Right.
But anyway, so in Islam, it's a big sin. Okay, and that's what I believe.
Right,
in
freedom
my
of
heart
speech, difference of opinion, right?
Yeah. So if he's found to be unqualified because of a major sin, he no longer qualifies within himself. He develops senility. You know, he starts to get Alzheimer's. I know black folks say Alzheimer's.
He can't carry out his duty in that capacity.
It's not Alzheimer's, it's Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
Like the brother said, he can no longer carry his duty in capacity.
Yeah.
He cannot carry his duty.
It makes logical sense too. I mean, it's just very practical.
Yeah. So in that case, the bay'ah is lifted from him. Major sin, kabair, lifted.
Yeah.
Senility and whatever incapacitates him. Okay.
Use the same rule nowadays.
Oh, we're done.
You know, I mean, it happens all the time, but they never apply it.
Remember, Fahad would be on camera reading.
Yeah. Oh my God! Hey, I'm not here.
Look.
I'm not in this video.
Say on the video, the papers would fall out of his hand, and he's still.
By the way, I'm not in this video. Okay, that's just my clone.
Yeah. So you know, I mean, he reached way past ruling by illegitimacy and serving the Zionists. He way past that. He became double disqualified, triple disqualified, and they still had him. Anyway, so now what is another way of illegitimacy? Where that person is an implant and does not have bay'ah. That covers every leader over the Muslim world
land. Yeah, all
today.
of them are directly or indirectly. They've been installed, whether it's in the Arab world, subcontinent, everywhere.
This right here. Wa ulil amri minkum.
Yeah.
Why do they lie on Allah and His Messenger when it comes to minkum? It's the ayah starts, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul. Wa ulil amri minkum. O you who believe, obey Allah and His Messenger. And those in authority from you, among you, from you. Okay, it means you gave the bay'ah. Not someone that British put in power. Yeah. You know, not someone that America put in power and protects and sustains financially, militarily, would disqualify that land from being a Dola Islamiyah. See, this is the implant. So how do we legitimize it? And how do we defend it? And why do we have to call them kafir before they're unqualified?
You hear them try to legitimize that by, going back how you say with the bay'ah, the mock bay'ah or whatever, they try to legitimize and say, but it's like, okay, the bay'ah isn't a tool of deception, it isn't a tool of deception to be used as a decorative cover for to rubber stamp, your rule by kufr or whatever. The bay'ah is actually a legitimate deal or whatever, contract or whatever, that brings the rule in, for the implementation of the rule. Yeah. Now, this thing of them, saying that what's that? What are we talking about again?
About the illegitimacy in the Takfir.
No. What the subject that we were.
The boy who cried the.
No, not. I know that's the overall.
We're talking about the implant that did not receive the bay'ah. The implant.
The beginning of that. The beginning. What you have today or whatever is just a continuation of how that all started. It's a continuation of how that all started. So I mean, there's been no break from that. There's no. It's just a continuation.
One thing I gotta mention about
the mock bay'ah that y'all do, it doesn't break. You don't see a break from that or whatever because what practically happens after that mock bay'ah or whatever, what practically happens is the continuation of kufr being sovereign.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and we gotta mention that in the past, we say we take lessons from the past, not Sharia. Yeah. In the past, certain rulers were considered weak.
Yeah.
And they would transfer the bay'ah, the ummah would transfer the bay'ah from that person to a whole other person. That's why the capital There was no White House in Islam. The capital of the Islamic State would change.
Yeah, subhanAllah, which means there's no nationality.
Yeah, it went
Right?
from it went from Medina.
Yeah.
It went from Medina to Iraq
Yeah,
to
Sham,
Egypt to Sham.
No
to,
colorism,
yeah.
no tribalism.
Turkey ended up in Turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey's not even an Arabic country.
Yes.
It ended in Turkey.
But you know what, Akhi, both of you just reminded me of something. See what you think about this, because like in Islamic marriage, it is allowed for the Muslim male to marry, let's say, Jews and Christian woman, right?
How they look?
You know, look, but they're white too. But anyway, but the opposite is
We're gonna edit this part out.
yeah. It's live. That the one of the, correct me if I'm wrong though, but one of the hikmah that the what do you call it? The Muslim female cannot marry a non-Muslim male,
Yeah.
because one of her wifely duty is to obey the husband.
Obey.
This is in marriage.
But they took it out. They took it out.
This is in marriage.
Yeah.
Imagine in state level.
Now you know what's amazing? In Islam, we know a Muslim woman. Allah says the kuffar are not lawful to them, nor are they lawful for them as wives.
Yeah.
Okay, and this was about the women who would flee Dal Kufr and go to the Dola of Islam. Allah Ta'ala says, confirm their belief. If you confirm that they are believers, if they say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, don't return them to their husbands. Their husband's not lawful anymore to them. How many sisters came to the marriage, took Shahada, and was told to go back and live with their husband for 3 months?
Yeah, because they use one incident, one hadith about that, and I forgot what it was. But I see what you mean.
So I'm saying, like, Allah says, don't return them back.
Yeah.
Okay, don't return them back. If their husbands have an iddah to become Muslim, if the husband become Muslim, then they can be reunited without a new marriage contract. Okay, so anyway.
But brother, Islam is gradual.
Yeah. So what happens
It is
that
gradual, but you know.
Check it out. Let's take one of the most diabolic, evil rulers that we have over us today. MBS. Okay?
I'm not here in the video.
Okay, he's not, we're going to edit him out. Okay, MBS. Let's say MBS is given bay'ah. How long would that last? It would last, I give it 1.5 seconds. You know why?
Right.
Because the foreign relations would counsel his bay'ah. The internal affairs would counsel his bay'ah.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey is still over there singing. Nelly is still underlay, you know.
Under
Yeah. Nicki Minaj is still protesting, you know. So I'm saying, like, it would be canceled. Why? Because the bay'ah is to rule by Islam. Now let's say he said, okay, I'll rule you by Islam now. What would we say? You're not adil.
Yeah.
You're not adil. You don't qualify.
Yeah.
You don't have a history. Even, I'm going to tell you, oh man, I love reading this stuff. Our mufakirin, our thinkers today, our ulama, shuyukh, so on and so forth, our thinkers today said, what do we do? The question was asked, what do we do with these ulama that have cemented the throne of these corrupt rulers? What do we do with them? Do we punish them when Islam returns? What do we do with them? Do we disgrace them? Do we blast them? You know what they said? They said, Islamically speaking, this is people, scholars of usul, and they understand the deen very intricately. They said, we will forgive them. There'll be no retribution, but they will not hold position.
That's very, I like that. It's like in business.
They're not adil. They're not adil.
Yes.
They're not adil.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not just. The fact that they are shoveling cement under the king's throne, solidifying it, they're not just. So we're not going to humiliate them. There'll be no retribution, but they cannot hold position.
Those on the haq that are in jail, you get the
Let them
position.
out. Let them out. Let them out.
Position.
Let them out. Hey, they're more qualified.
yeah. They spoke the haq
They're
and,
more-
yeah.
I just posted the video of the imam.
Oh, it's pretty
He's
sad.
giving khutbah, and he's against Mariah Carey and Nelly and Nicki Minaj. That's all he did. He's against Mariah Carey, Nicki Minaj,
he's really
and
shit,
Nelly.
bro. He's also old in age. It's sad what
Bro, they grabbed him by his neck and started shoving him. I mean, treated him very harsh. These are mukhabarat. These are the secret spy service,
very
whatever.
sad, man.
They treated him very harsh. He was given a khutbah, yaki.
Yeah.
And the believers just stood there and looked.
Betas.
Bro, you got to go in. When one brother asked, I'm not gonna say his name.
I don't want you to.
Anyway, so one brother
The name
asked,
should not
he
be
said,
named.
he said, What if they brought him outside and a believer walked up and shot both of the mukhabarat? They grabbed him.
Yeah.
He said, would they be justified? I say,
No.
no, it's not a balance. They're arresting him.
Yeah.
They're arresting him. I say, so if the mob grabs them and holds them down and let the sheikh get away, I say that's equal. If they go and try to get the sheikh by force, then the believers have the right to enact that much force back upon them. If they start to bring weapons, then we have the right to bring weapons and mow them all down. I say, but it has to be balanced.
Yeah, but it's not going to solve a problem. It's going to cause more. Unfortunately, it's going to cause more problems.
No. You gotta go, bro.
You gotta go, yeah. But you see, I remember in the 80s.
It's not about more problems.
Yeah.
We have to. You cannot enter Jannah without going through.
Right. In the 80s, subhanallah, in the 80s, when the stuff like this used to happen, mashallah. But back then, the brothers did go and grab the mukhabar.
This man is from a powerful tribe, though. Yeah. And they didn't care about the tribe. It used to be that the tribe could get you off on certain things. They walk in with their tribal lawyer. Hey, let this man out. You don't want these problems. Yeah. You know, because it's still tribal.
And to be honest with you, alhamdulillah, I want to also say that alhamdulillah, in the Muslim lands, and alhamdulillah, some good brothers and sisters, they exist. You know, alhamdulillah. I mean, there's khair. You don't see them even in Saudi. I mean, alhamdulillah, there's some mashallah good people, but
but right now we're talking about the leadership. We're talking about the ruling.
And they're the one who like, you know, the unfortunately, like,
bruh,
jail.
I'm mad, and I ain't gonna get no names. You could torch me, put battery cables on my testicles. I'm not telling you the names. Matter of fact, I don't even know the names. Matter of fact, but I before 9/11, all that stuff, we used to meet regularly with people of high official with Saudi military and pilots, and we used to meet with them, and we talk about, you know. A lot of times, you know, some of them just want to talk about girlfriends. Did you have girlfriends? were you born Muslim? I say no.
Girl.
Yeah, girl. And I say, mashallah. So right, mashallah. Girl. Anyway, so go get it started, man. So they would say, were you always Muslim? I said, nah, I grew up Kafir. You know, I said, oh, how long? I said, well, 20 years I was a Kafir. He said, did you have girlfriends? I said, yeah. He said, tell me about the girl. I said, man, I ain't come here for that.
I know.
I said, I come here to talk about why y'all all don't establish Khilafah in your land. They looked around. They thought I was mukhabara. I'm serious. They thought I was a spy.
Yeah.
And they shut the conversation. They want to talk about girlfriends and this and that. They did not want to talk about Khilafah and things like that.
I remember them in the masjid.
Yeah. No, but I used to go to the base where they were. Okay. I used to go to Lackland.
I remember they used to frequent the mat. You know,
all the time.
Don't say the base in Arabic.
You can't say the base.
Don't get shut down right away.
You can't say the base.
You doing
it rhymes with God. I can't say it. Anyway,
just say girl.
So oh man, that's beautiful.
Girl.
That's beautiful. So anyway,
even Idris says girl.
Yeah.
He got influenced by it.
Yeah. So the issue is when the boy cries takfir, it's a diversionary tactic. It is not from Islam. It's to legitimize what is illegitimate and to keep us in the state of mind and the state of condition that we are in. So if you are in a discussion and they say, are you calling them kafir? Say, that's not the subject. Let's stick to the subject. Are they legitimate or illegitimate? They say, no, you calling them kafir. Say, okay, they're kafir. Now can we move on with Islam? But brother, it's a big penalty. What is the penalty of lying on Allah and His messenger? Let's talk about that. What's the penalty of ruling by kufr and it causes the deaths of millions of Muslims when one drop of our blood is more precious than the Kaaba? But you'll fight for the Kaaba, but you don't fight for the Ummah, whose blood is flowing like rivers. You don't fight for the Ummah. Don't make me curse you out, man. I'm serious. Anyway, so
it's very serious.
The boy cries. Hey man, these dudes, man, look.
Ooh.
May Allah heal me. May Allah heal me because it's hard to love you.
You know, it's amazing. Like in this din, you still are brothers though, even with this.
Yeah, like crackhead cousin, really. More like, but I'm saying like, well, look. Wallah, I love Muslims. I put my life on the line. Yeah. In front of a bunch of bloods, in a Crip neighborhood. I put my life on the line with a gun to my head, trying to defend a sister. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I done been through a lot for Muslims. I done beat people down. Talking crazy to Muslim kids. I've had that in my resume and I got witnesses to it. All I'm saying is I love the ummah.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to love you when you're perpetuating our suffering, man.
Yeah.
You're on the side of the kuffar. The kuffar's agenda. The leader that the kuffar selects for us. You all on their side. Stop crying takfir, little Catholic boy. You know what I'm saying? Stop crying takfir all the time. I didn't say Catholic. I said Kaepernick. Anyway.
Oh man.
So anyway, it's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. You know, it's amazing. The two-facedness, the nifaq, the hypocrisy is really overwhelming, man. We're running out of time. Allah Ta'ala is going to call us back, and all we're going to have is the MBS taste in our mouth. That's all we're going to have.
Is there a pause button somewhere?
I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with kufr. I'm frustrated with the kufr, man.
I know,
I'm frustrated with the kufr. So,
La ilaha illallah.
Yeah. Help the ummah a step aside, okay? And let us, without beards, handle it.
Smooth.
Anything else? Anything in the closing statements?
You good?
So that now we are on to
shaking my Muslim head.
Shaking our Muslim head. Graphic, please.
Yeah, put the graphic. There you go.
Okay.
Last public session. Hey, this is like a 10-part series.
Yeah.
Expanded to 10-part series.
It was expanded because they found more black people.
The Prophet Muhammad's black companion. What's up with this?
Black lives around the Prophet.
I think I'm going to sign up for this. I'm kind of interested with this 10 series. You want to sign up for this? Extra knowledge, man. And I like to read a lot, learn a lot.
I can't stomach it.
I read useful knowledge and unuseful knowledge. I kind of get both.
I can't stomach it.
What is the significant? What is what makes the skin color of this companion? Different from another companion with a different skin color. I mean, What's the issue?
What if there were albinos around the Prophet? Let's talk about albinos around the Prophet.
Hey, what about Chinese?
No. Let's talk about yellow bones around the Prophet.
What about brown?
Let's talk about red bones.
Hey, white too.
So insignificant. It's like
albino.
The Sahaba, the lives of people with attached earlobes around the Prophet. I mean,
yeah.
What's the significance?
The fallacy. The dark people of Kuwait are not your brother.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not your brother except if you believe. Bilal ibn Rabah, the Abyssinian Ethiopian, is not your brother unless you believe. Yeah. He is not a black life around the Prophet.
Yeah,
exactly.
Anybody that called him black or addressed him as black, he went and told the Rasul. And Muhammad ﷺ would chastise them.
Yeah.
Muhammad ﷺ said, even if an Ethiopian with a head like a raisin is elected your emir, you ought to obey him. So Muhammad ﷺ was telling them that the colorism didn't matter. The nationalism didn't matter. Allah Ta'ala tells us that we raise in rank with him the more we fear him.
Yeah, in taqwa,
yeah. That is atqakum. You know what I'm saying?
I'm best among
That's what the honor is.
The honor. The izzah is with obeying Allah Ta'ala and his Rasul Muhammad ﷺ and believing in Islam. Now they say, well, because black people have been treated so bad. By who? By who? The same rulers you defend is what the black people been treated bad by.
Man, yeah.
The kuffar that you vote for are the same people black folks been treated bad by. The dark Cuban is not your brother. Ask him.
Yeah.
The dark Puerto Rican is not your brother. Okay? The dark Kuwaiti is not your brother. The dark Saudi, the dark Indian, they're not your brothers. So who are these black lives? Yeah. There were no African Americans around the Prophet. There were no African Americans around the Prophet.
What do you think?
And Bilal didn't identify as black. Find it.
What do you think the objective? Are they taking the same narrative to society?
It's time, bro. They're just wasting time.
That's
bro.
exactly
what
I
10 series, man. I might sign up.
Yeah,
because I'm black.
What?
Yeah, you technically are.
I'm black.
You are.
What's the overall aim do you achieve? You're looking to achieve with all this black promotion or whatever. What's the aim? Because if you look at it or whatever, the best thing you can get out of it is a black state. A black. You get a black government, a black country, or whatever.
The Mamalik used to be dark.
But even then or whatever,
yeah.
You're gonna be undermined because they're black countries now, and they're undermined. They're a part of they are part of of an order,
Yeah.
or whatever, a world order, capitalist world order, or whatever. So you're still gonna be, you're still gonna be under somebody's foot.
Adam alayhi salam, if he was any color, he would have to be black. That's about melanin. Adam alayhi salam was not an African American. He didn't go through slavery. Okay, he didn't go through slavery. He never ate pigs' feet, hog maws, intestines, nose, ears, and tail of pigs or feet. He never ate pickled pig's feet. You know what I'm saying? So he never ate soul food. So I'm telling you that he had to be dark. Why? Because light skin can't produce dark. It can't. Okay, you have to start dark, and then the melanin deplenishes, and you get the lighter colors based on geographical location. After a period of time, it's called adaptation. They said wide nostrils on me and Africans, or why? To cool the hot air before it enters. Why do the European have narrow nostrils? Why? To heat the air before it reaches the brain. Okay? We can go through all of these different things.
But it shouldn't matter, though.
It doesn't matter when it comes to Dean. There's no question, in the grave, are you my nigga? It's not.
Oh man!
Why do we put? Okay, you say, okay, well, you're being emotional right now. Your nipples are buffy. Okay,
sometimes we get on it.
Yeah, my nipples are buffy.
Sometimes we do get it.
Yeah, sometimes I get out of the shop. Never mind.
My toe gets buffy too.
Okay. So the issue is, yes, I'm emotional about this. You know why? Because we waste too much time talking about nonsense.
Yeah. But akhi, subhanAllah, like when I went to Turkey, wallahi, like when I saw all the masajid, I feel so connected to this, even though I'm not Turkish.
Yeah.
Because of this is my part of
heritage,
my culture,
heritage,
part of my heritage. These are the Muslims, right?
Yeah.
That's what attracted me. So that's how we should be. But if we say Arab Muslims, American Muslim, Bengali Muslim, Palestinian Muslim, and Black Muslim, we're just dividing it, man.
No.
Man, I walked around Morocco like I owned the place.
Yeah.
I walked in the masajid, I did this, I did that, and the only time I couldn't do Mukhabarat grabbed me.
Right.
They actually did grab me. They grabbed me,
yeah.
they interrogated me, and my wife and my father-in-law had to defend me bil Arabi,
Yeah.
They spoke very little English. So, I mean, they want to make sure, this guy right here walking around with his chest out, who is this dude?
Yeah.
And I treated it like home,
But I mean, not a lot, but some brothers just to get upset when I bring this subject to, like it doesn't have to be about this.
No.
I mean, the problem, of course, exists. The racism and all this exists everywhere, right? I'm not denying that. But if you keep focusing on it, then what are we doing?
Well, look. Okay, when you took your shahada, was the room black? Was the imam, whoever gave shahada, black? Did you wear a black coat? Look, first of all, believing in Allah Ta'ala as God alone, Muhammad is his messenger.
That should liberate you.
If you think that, I need to teach my kid about the companions of the Prophet that were dark, also tell your kid, if you're not Muslim, they wouldn't even recognize you.
Yeah.
They wouldn't recognize you. They would see you as a kafir, okay? They will see you as a kafir. They bonded based on the aqidah, the knot that ties hearts.
Yeah.
The knot that never unravels, the knot that ties hearts. What tied the heart of Abu Dhar to Bilal radiallahu anhuma? What tied their hearts? Muhammad sallam, Abu Dhar was more Arab than the Arab, and he said offensive, racist thing to Bilal. Bilal went told the Rasul Muhammad sallam. Muhammad sallam chastised Abu Dhar.
Yeah.
Abu Dhar put his face on the ground. Put his face on the ground and said, Bilal looked down at him and said, "What is this?" He said, "I would not rise until you put your feet on my face."
Yeah.
Abu Dhar was racist as a mug.
Yeah.
But Muhammad sallam chastised him and gave him the correct aqidah, the correct viewpoint of Islam. Abu Dhar put his face on the ground and told this black man to put his black foot on his face. And Bilal said, "Any face that makes sajda to Allah is more worthy of a kiss than to be stepped on." And Abu Dhar rose from that. And all of the believers will offer their daughters to Bilal.
Yeah.
Not because they wanted half-breed children.
Yeah.
That's not why. Bilal was not a black man except to the racist, low-thinking individuals. And even another occasion, we're talking about Abu Dhar. He said, "Ya Rasulullah, please make me a tax collector."
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, Abu Dhar was not a weak man.
Yeah.
But Muhammad sallam told him, "No, Abu Dhar, you're da'if, you're weak." Muhammad sallam knew his Sahaba. Anhum. He said, "No, you're weak." And that's in the matter of collecting taxes. And he said people should not be so ardent or have so much fervor about seeking leadership. And people take that as you can't run for. Yes, you can. You can campaign. You can run for Khalifa. You can do all of that. All of that is allowed. You can tell people, I will be a better Khalifa because I am strong. People respect me. The Romans respect me. These people respect me. I'm a good negotiator. I'm good at speech. I'm a mujtahid because you don't have to be a mujtahid Khalifa.
Right.
I'm mujtahid. So, I'm better than qualified than this person. You can do that. You got 3 days and 2 nights to do all that. After that, you have to elect the Khalifa. And whoever stands in the way, these people are going to be punished.
Yeah, not just that, even there's so many hadith talks about, don't go for asabiyah, don't go for tribalism. In fact, somebody who does it, even I don't know if this hadith is how strong it is, but it's kind of very graphic, and that is if you're like,
oh, it's good. It's good.
which is the one that beating your father's private parts,
Biting.
Yeah,
biting.
Yeah,
if you brag,
right.
if you brag about your lineage, about your family lineage, whatever.
Yeah. As if
Muhammad said, bite your father's penis and don't be shy from saying you did it.
penis.
Venus.
Right.
Bill Arabic. Translation?
Venus.
Okay.
Right. So it's disgusting. That's the whole point. But you don't.
Very disgusting.
But you don't want to use in reality these things exist. Yeah, of course. There are Muslim or racist, subcontinent, Arab, whatnot. Okay, we know, but not all of them.
It doesn't change Islam.
Yeah, it doesn't change
We're talking
Islam,
about Islam. We're not talking about Muslims.
Yeah.
Islam and Muslims are not synonymous.
And you called, to correct that thought, to
This is
correct
a very
that thinking and that outlook that
Very
they have.
very
You gotta, if they're racist or whatever, bring them to the Islamic view.
Yeah.
How many y'all became Muslim?
Yeah.
How many y'all became Muslim because y'all found out Muhammad had a companion that was dark, or several companions that were dark?
Yeah.
How many of you became Muslim for that reason? Then I offer you a new shahada.
Yeah.
If that's the reason, I became Muslim because I believe Allah Ta'ala was God, Muhammad was his messenger, and the person that even got me interested in Islam was not even a good Muslim. I saw him smoke drugs, marijuana drug. Okay, I saw him catcall women. I saw him do a lot of things, but Islam interests me because I'm cut a little different. I'm interested in the Aqidah and not in individuals.
Yeah.
That's why y'all Muslims can't chase me away from Islam. I'm saying you can't chase me away from Islam. No matter how much you slander me, lie on me, or whatever you do, you can't chase me out of Islam. I won't love you because I can't do it. There's no unconditional love except to Allah Ta'ala. I'm saying there's no condition.
Somebody still sign up.
That's another subject. Yeah, go ahead and sign up, and you might find a black life.
It's so sad, man, because they have this. I've had several arguments with some brothers or whatever who push this, this pro-blackness deal or whatever, and from their perspective, they're saying, our plight is different. Our plight is unique as a black people. Our plight is unique. Our struggle is unique, and this goes against what Muhammad Sallallahu said. Muhammad Sallallahu said, "Al-Muslimuna karajul wahid." The Muslims are as one man. Yeah. He says, "Why inishtaka ainuhu, why ishtaka kulla."
True.
If he complains, if he complains, the whole of him complains.
Yeah.
So there's no uniqueness there. There's no uniqueness, for this color or uniqueness for that color or whatever.
Yeah.
The issue is the complaint as a whole. That's the valid complaint.
Yeah.
When the complaint is as a whole or whatever, when the complaint doesn't separate you, from the rest of the ummah, then that's a valid complaint or whatever. This thing that this is unique and that's unique or whatever. All that does is that keep you a part of someone else's whole.
Yeah.
But adding to those hadith, al-Muslimu akhul Muslim. The Muslim is the brother of the Muslim.
Right.
Okay, the Muslim is the brother of the Muslim. You are seeking just blackness. That is your criteria for brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's not la ilaha illa Muhammad Rasulullah. It is blackness. And I'm telling you, when you run across those dark Indians that I used to work for,
They're
darker than me.
blacker than black.
I'm saying blackity black. Okay,
Blackity
run across those Indians are not your brother. Those Cubans are not your brother. Do you know that they're complaining that there are not enough blacks in the NBA, Major Baseball Association? Okay, Major League Baseball Association. They say there's not enough blacks, and I looked and I said a lot of black people.
Yeah.
But this is Big Papi and these other people, man. They're dark, but they're not. They met them. They talked to them. They are not black in this context is the African American ex-slave experience.
Yeah, that's also
what it is.
That's what also the secular left liberal agenda too. They also promote this stuff a lot.
No.
Then on the other hand, you have the other the right wing also, because both of them the same coin.
Yeah.
So they're gonna play this, fool you, and they're gonna promote this idea, this narrative, and you're gonna basically suck into it, and like what Malcolm X said before,
They're pushing this unity, and they'll even fund it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's failed. If it doesn't arrive,
you gotta follow the money.
If it doesn't,
part of someone else's whole.
You gotta follow the
it
money.
Keeps your part, and you never realize or establish Islam as a whole.
Never
keeps
will.
you a part of someone else's whole, whether it's domestically. If you black Muslims and you in this country or whatever, you never break out of that.
You're right.
You always stay a part of, or if you happen to, if they give you a state or whatever, even on an international level, you're still a part of someone else's whole. You still are a part of the capitalist world order.
You're right.
You're not going to break out of that or whatever.
You see what happens, I agree with Mujawaz here, because initially this sort of thinking will lead to something else. Like, for example, when we talk about the Muslims in Burma or the Rohingya or the Uyghurs in China, but brother, this is their problem.
Yeah.
It's their issues. We got to focus here, our problems. Well, we're not denying here either, but now you're disconnecting completely. Like, you have no even empathy. What's
And Muhammad Sallallahu said, "Whoever wake in the morning not concerned about the affairs of the ummah is not of me." I'm saying you're not of this ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu if you're not concerned about the Muslims all around the world. You say, "Well, I can't solve their problems." You will never solve Negro problems. You'll never solve Negro problems because you haven't embraced Islam completely.
Yeah.
They majority of them are not Muslim. I'm saying, how are you going to solve their problems? You gonna get a place called Blackland?
Yeah, Blackland real.
I'm saying you gonna get a Black Airlines,
It's
be
crazy.
Gonna be playing rap music while the plane is. Give me a break.
Just give me some good business idea. I might do a different venture now. I gotta make some money.
I don't even want a percentage of that crap.
I
don't even want a percentage.
That's even better. I'm all about making money.
So anyway, that was our shaking our Muslim head, and for you people that are hosting the conference, people that are supporting the conference, people that are attending the conference, or the online seminar, whatever, don't waste my time.
Yeah.
They're wasting my time.
Hey, if I sign up, that means I'm supporting them. I might do it.
Do right here. So anyway, for the speakers, the organizers, the supporters of this Black Lives Around the Prophet madness, we are shaking our Muslim head.
All right,
but that's it.
We kind of went like an hour and a half.
A lot of bashing. A lot of bashing.
Yeah.
A lot of bashing and bashing.
Bashing. Yeah. Translation?
Bashing.
Yeah. So let's go through the comment real quick.
Uh-oh.
It's not too long. So you got Yusuf Shabazz from the tribe of Shabazz.
From the Lost Tribe.
Lost Tribe.
So get lost.
Yeah.
No,
He said,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he said, "Oh wow." Then he said, "Yusuf, don't assist in this madness." Dude, I made the madness. Okay. Sabir says, "Wa alaikum salam." Sister Sharifa, not to mention a Sahaba does not trump Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes.
Ameen. The sister Carla, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
Talking
barakatuh.
about Ibn Abbas saying that it was kufr duna kufr.
Yeah.
It doesn't trump what Allah revealed.
Right. And Sister
It's an
Carla,
interpretation. Yeah.
Sister Carla, Basima
Sister
Burnett.
What?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Carla?
Good show and good topic.
Carla Basima. Oh, I have a bone to pick with you.
Look at this guy. Okay.
I have a bone to pick.
She has a question. How would it sound to say, "What color is your soul?" Our soul is the focus. Well, that's a very good point, Sister Carla. I like that. I think my soul is brown.
Hey, black souls around the Prophet. Abu Jahl, Mughayra, Abu Lahab. Yeah.
I like that
Black
too.
souls around the
I like
Prophet.
that. Okay,
That's
then-
a better conference.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll attend that one.
Okay, then we have Sinari Nicole. She put 2 eyes emoji.
Oh, okay. I
Okay,
remember.
then she said like really different. I don't know for what, but anyway. Then our brother Yusuf Shabazz from the
Lost tribe. The
Shabazz.
lost found tribe.
Yeah.
Lost found tribe.
He said shakhsiyya is a disease in itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Which would mean personality. Yeah.
No. You're trying to say shock, like
The separation.
a shock. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
the split,
too.
the separation.
Okay, brother Yusuf, correct me. Are you saying shakhsiya or shiqaq? Because
They say he's trying to say shiqaq.
okay,
He's trying to say shiqaq.
yeah, okay. Then Sister Sharifa, it's confusing why they focus on the skin color because their stories don't change suddenly to fit the black narrative. Nothing in their stories focuses on their skin color and whatever struggle they went through. Alhamdulillah, that's it.
That's it. MashaAllah.
Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Don't forget to share and comment, agree or disagree.
Like, thumbs up, thumbs down. It's all the same.
And please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you all don't.
Yeah, we're trying to get it to the YouTube channel because if we get enough viewers on YouTube, enough subscribers, what happens? They'll give us a link, actually a clickable link. Right now, we don't qualify for a clickable link, but we're going to keep pushing because what we do, we feel is beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Inshallah ta'ala. So it doesn't matter about the number of views.
Yeah.
It's quality over quantity.
Yeah.
It's quality over quantity. But as the quantity goes up, you're going to get a lot of trolls, a lot of haters, and things like that. And we're going to deal with them appropriately.
Later. Because they're going to take our clip. Oh, this is kill and stuff like that. They're going to
they're going.
So please subscribe because in YouTube we at least need more than 100 so you can get the youtube.com/amuyamyam link. We also have a Twitter account. We also have Instagram. We also have, of course, the Facebook page. So share to the one that will benefit from this. You know what I mean? Support us and help us and make dua for us, bidnillah.
Hey, and even if you want to do a reaction video,
feel free.
You want to rebuttal what we're talking about. You want to feel free to do that.
Please.
You know what I'm saying?
By the way,
It's
you got our permission.
Yeah, it's good. It's good dialogue.
Yeah.
We have to talk about it. It's not just for us to talk.
Yeah.
We have to talk about it, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Tomorrow we have X Factly, the first episode of X Factly. X Factly deals with divorce, preventing divorce, relationships, process of divorce, closure. It deals with resources. We have links for resources, things like that eventually. So people dealing with divorce are trying to avoid divorce. And we're dealing with relationships and the dynamic of male and female genderism and things like that. So our first show is tomorrow. Today we're going to post, inshallah, the flyer for it. It will be myself and Sister Betsy LM. We will be the dual host of the first episode. If anyone wants to get in on the discussion, which is women progressing backwards. We'll talk about, well, he says regress. I say progressing backwards. Why? Because they consider themselves to be progressing, but is it really a progression or is it a regression?
Yeah.
So we're going to say women progressing backwards. If you got to sacrifice your nature in order to achieve whoever you're taking your cues from, then what they have achieved, then is that really worth it? That is the discussion. Inshallah, someone can come in and counter our argument, or if not, we will have a seamless, inshallah, transition and a dissemination of information, inshallah ta'ala. Yeah. And this is tomorrow. Maybe we'll postpone it next Sunday. I don't know, but right now it's set for tomorrow.
What time tomorrow?
It's going to be yani.
What time?
It's going to be late.
Like at night?
Like 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Like 9 o'clock. I got to get with her about the exact time. She might want to postpone. I'm on her time. If she wants to postpone, that's fine. A sister's coming in to balance the discussion. Me and her agree on several things, but she's going to come in to balance the discussion because you all say I'm biased against women. You call me misogynist. You say I hate women. My wife says I love women too much. You say I hate women.
I don't believe women. Right.
Hey, I'm finna get out of here if I get canceled. This has been Amu Yum Yum the podcast. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.